Hey, how's it going, everybody? Looks like there's some comments in here already. Um, the live streams thing is a little late to show viewers, so I can't tell if you guys are in here right now or not, but we're just getting set up. It's the first time I've done this, so I want to take a minute to make sure everything's working okay. If you guys can let me know in the chat if you can hear me okay, that would be helpful. Um, and I guess that you can see everything too. Thank you, Darthfly. Oil Holland, starting right now. Recognize a few people from the Alliance in here as well. Steve, I'm sorry that suspense is killing you. Okay, thanks for that confirmation. So one thing for you guys to keep in mind is that this is like, I don't know, maybe 10 seconds behind for you guys. So just keep in mind if you're trying to tell me about a dumb move that I missed or something like that. Um, I'm not gonna probably not gonna see your comment in time because you guys are seeing what I'm doing 10 seconds after I'm actually doing it approximately. I have the latency settings as low as they can be, so this will be a bit of a learning experience. I'm thinking about doing this weekly if it seems like something that you guys enjoy. I usually do my war attacks around the same time anyways, and I've been starting to do them at the end of the war to try to help out. We've lost a few just by a few points at the end, and I had wished that I had had my own flags at that point. Um, so I've started saving them to the end, and then I'm like, all right, the timing of the weekend war is pretty perfect for people being around on Sunday. Maybe I'll stream my attacks. So let me know if you have any feedback on what can make the stream better. If you guys have any suggestions, if you definitely do want to see this again, all that kind of stuff. I'll be looking at your feedback as I try to refine this process. And in the future, I'll make a little bit more of an interesting scene, as it's called, the way all the stuff is arranged on the screen. There was a lot to learn, and I just did this last night, so this is definitely the first draft. So, seems like a decent amount of people are in here. So let's get started with the hits. As you can see on the screen, we are in the lead, and we are in the lead both in terms of flags as well as points. So I would say it's ours to lose. We have some pretty tough teams left in terms of them, not having easy targets. Sometimes your points per flag amount fluctuates depending on where you are in the reset. Um, Whereas when you're first starting, you tend to take out the weaker teams first. Those points are a little bit easier. As you get towards the end and have to deal with the tougher teams, your points per flag suffers a little bit. Um, so, hello everybody. Hello from Pakistan. Wow, pretty cool. Just checking the chat here for a second. All right, cool. So, I'd say let's get started. So, plenty of choices left. I took a peek before logging on, and they're mostly all about the same points. I think this one was the most points, and I guess one thing I should add is if you are new here, the way that I approach war attacks and what I think offers the most value for people watching is to explain some of the strategy that I use and some of the strategy that I think is just ubiquitous for performing well in war. So you'll see as I'm selecting my targets, it's kind of no different than what I've done in the past, just live now. So wanted to add that. All right, what is your alliance ranking so far? I can take a look at that real quick. I wonder if I can see it from here. No, I think I have to go here, alliances, leaderboard. So we're currently ranked 767, which is pretty close to our best. For a while, we were like top 2,000, and we still fluctuate depending on wins and whatnot, but that's where we're at right now, and we're looking at another win here, so we should be good to improve that even more. We're not really trying to push for the top or anything like that. Yeah, we're just kind of comfortable where we are and sticking with it. So just happy to be a full alliance again. Check the chat one more time here. Okay, let's go for it. So I'm going to go for this team first. So I'm thinking Thorn can be pretty tough, and he's a paladin, so that's very high defense, actually. And he does hit pretty hard. If you've watched the video I posted today yet, I wanted to evaluate him before the costume, because I think he's kind of underrated. He's not like a amazing hero, but he is pretty strong. I think he's better than some of the other crappy Season 1 heroes, because there are some bad ones, unfortunately. Okay, so yeah, I'm seeing that I want to take green for sure, and then we have 2 reds, which would be a missed opportunity to not take some blue. So let's see. I feel like I don't need to, because Tyr doesn't hit that hard, I feel like I don't need to take my best green team, which means that I might just go. Okay, so someone pointed out last time, and I will not make this mistake again, that the costume version here is only, or is it the bottom half, caster and nearby allies, and I put them on the wing last time, so I will I will not do that again. Except for this version, it doesn't matter. Actually, I don't want to put in there first, but we're going to take Liana, Almer, and Little John. He's got very good tile damage, so he's a good one to bring. And then I think I'm going to take one of the Kirils maybe, and Costume Magni. Maybe yeah, maybe I'll take Costume Magni and regular Kiril, so that I have the attack up, defense up, then we'll have defense down and elemental defense down. This relies on getting tiles for both colors though, which is a bit of a risk sometimes, but I feel okay with this, especially with the colors that we're seeing. Alright, just checking the chat again. So why did Nutcracker step down as leader? He was just feeling less into it lately, and I had just been naturally very involved all the time. And he was also running a new online business and had just a bunch of stuff going on in the real world as well. So he just kind of felt like the intensity of, I guess the direction we were moving in relative to where the alliance kind of started was more than he was interested in at the time. And you can see Steve is one of our lovely members here as well, and he's got some answers for you too. So yeah, I just kind of woke up one morning and saw that I was the leader, and that was a bit shocking, but it's been great, and it's a great group of people. All right, I'm going to go with this here. It's probably going to say no target selected because I've taken 15 minutes to just select my target, but looks like we're okay. All right, this is exciting. Boards in real time. So, decent amount of greens. I don't see any great combos. I'm sure you guys are going to point out some diamonds that I didn't see later, even though I feel like I'm pretty good at that. Just because you won't be able to tell me in real time unless I'm super slow. Okay, so I don't really have any greens into Thorn. So I like for a first match making this yellow or red up here to see if I can bring in some greens with this match. I think I'm going to start there. Let's do it this way. Okay, brought in one match, so there's no way I can make that one match better, so let's take it while his paladin skill is not active. Okay, so I've got one more green tile into him, which is not going to be enough to kill him, I don't think. But if I take these 4, that will charge Liana, since she's got that lovely costume bonus. This feels like a little bit of a waste to take it on him. The Little John looks like he needs 4 more tiles. So yeah, let's just get rid of the tank while we can. He does hit pretty hard. All right. Strategy for choosing opponents. Okay, I will. Steve, I don't think that's accurate. I will talk about strategy for choosing opponents, especially as we get into our later flags and you don't have your full roster in front of you. I think that's a really important part, so we will definitely cover that. Okay. Think. So Tyr's gonna hit anyways. I think I'm just gonna try to burn some of these tiles into him, see what we can get in the way of blues. Okay, well, he hit one of the weakest on the field. Alright, so I don't think we can kill anyone here. Magni could die though, so let's place our defense down here for next turn, and then we're gonna get, this should give us our 2 greens. Hopefully Little John survives the round because he'll be pretty helpful. Alright, so I'd like to try to finish off the right side here, so I think I'm going to focus on them. Evade. Awesome. Okay. I can't tell if 3 tiles is going to charge Leona or not, but at this point we really need to heal. But we can't do that without Catalan firing. Anyways, I think 1 tile of those reds are going to set her off anyways, so. Okay, well, that's a great cascade at least. Oh, and wow, that was super lucky. Okay, so kind of wish I had the other Kirill now. And that's a good reminder. So we're in an attack boost war. It's only 10% though, which is not that much. Okay, so actually, even though he's not going to die, I'm going to take out Tyr, goes to these greens, and then that gives us plenty of greens to work on. So let's go like this. And looks like we can just coast to victory now. Okay. So hopefully the quality seems okay. There's a lot of settings to play with in Streamlabs, and I did optimize things based on my internet speed and whatnot, which is pretty fast. It's a fiber connection. So hopefully that looks okay. On my screen it looks alright, but I know that some of that can be lost along the way. Okay, I see you guys shouting out some suggestions here. Yeah, sorry, just to reiterate, if anyone is just arriving in here, the feed that you're seeing is kind of 10 seconds behind or 5 to 10 seconds behind what's actually happening, even with the ultra low latency settings. So I may not see your move suggestions in time, so just keep that in mind. Andy, thank you for the good luck. 6 one-shots, nice. Wow, 4,600 too, that's serious. All right, next target. So I've got essentially 1 more full green team, my best green team, and then I've got 2 green healers that I like to use in another setup. So I would tend to take my full green team. So I don't really need to go for tough targets this time. It's just about getting as many points as we can. So actually, I think that's just what I'm going to do is I'm going to skim through and look for some of the higher point teams and see what looks reliable. Okay. Also, I'm probably going to try to avoid some of the more dangerous tanks. That's 53 points. So I think I'm actually going to go for this. 53 points is decent. I really like this for my blue team, ironically, and that's for 2 reasons. So in talking about strategy, one thing to keep in mind is if they have a coordinated tank color, which they do here, you're not going to be able to use the strong color against every one of those teams. So I don't try to put like at least one green hero on every team or something like that, just because I think that weakens your teams overall. So what I like to try to do is use my green teams on some of the toughest targets to make best use of them because they're going to be the strongest. And then I like to look for things in the other teams that would give my teams a leg up. And so one thing I'm seeing here is Ajir is a buffing tank, and Finley gets really good against team-wide buffs. So he gives shared damage and defense up, Ajir does, and then Finley can come in and swap that to defense down while hitting everyone, and then the Spirit Link is working against them at that point, the shared damage. So, is it called Spirit Link or am I going crazy? Nope. There's Element Link. I don't know what Spirit Link is, where I got that from. I feel like I saw that on the card, but maybe I'm going crazy. And then if I'm thinking about, okay, well, against Ajir himself, that's great for blue. Then we look at Aslar. He's the least emblemed. He's quite squishy. So if I can get blue tiles into him, I can take him out pretty easily. Then we have a slow healer on the wing, which is not anything to fear. It can be annoying in a bad battle, but every team's going to be annoying in a bad battle with a bad board. So that's less of a concern. Kingston and Sashat are definitely threats, especially with crit troops on them. So yeah, I think this is a good fit for blue. It's good points. So I'll keep talking about my strategy as I go along, but that's the way that I think about this, is like, how will this team match with any of the teams that I'm currently using? So let me, oh, and it's stolen right out from under me. Okay. Maybe he's stream sniping me right now. All right, so we can do the same here, but it's not as effective. Same amount of points. Okay, that's unfortunate. My own teammate. I'm gonna check the chat real quick now. Oh yeah, Harrison. Yeah, I like the double healer thing sometimes. If the rest of the team is pretty strong. Oh, okay, that's some. So yes, the codec on YouTube is AVC right now. It's better on VP09, but I have no idea how to reach this quality number on a live stream. Okay, that is helpful feedback. All right. Red into crit troop teams. You should do live hits more often. Favorite sniper? I don't think I have a favorite sniper. I like Kingston, I like Liana, I like Costume Magni. There's a lot of great ones. Yeah, teams with crit troops. Yeah, so if you guys don't know how the points work on defense, you see these point values, and it is, I don't know if it's entirely related, but it's strongly related to HP. So a lot of the top teams, are like the teams that try to have the most competitive edge, will add emblems that don't add HP, even though HP is a beneficial factor, because it keeps their points low. So sometimes you'll see, like for example on our team, if you look at my team, 51 points. We have a guy, Don, that has gone the more HP route, just as a comparison. It doesn't make that much of a difference, but if anyone's been curious about this, it seems like a good thing to mention. And I can't see what he has right now. But even with lower emblems, his points are usually considerably higher than mine, just because of the way the team is emblemed. So that factors into points. And crit troops add a health bonus, so that adds more points indirectly. Okay, we're here for your thoughts, Bob. Don't worry about missing comments. Okay. Appreciate more game screen. Yeah, so I can't really make the game screen bigger, unfortunately. Oh, it looks like I could actually. Oh no, that's just the time up there. We're not missing anything. Yeah, so you can't really make it bigger, unfortunately, and that's the same thing with my uploads. I kept everything to a mobile aspect ratio, so it'll be kind of the same thing here, but I can get some more interesting stuff going on the screen, so it doesn't just look like it's floating in a cavernous void of outer space. But thanks for the feedback, everyone. Spirit Link is what Kehlani's special is called. Thank you. I'm not going crazy. Oh, it's nice to get feedback in real time. I'm not just talking to myself in a vacuum. Get off there, Sorty. Yeah. Didn't I choose this? Okay. Why is there Chameleon? Yeah, maybe we should raid the Chameleon team just because it's funny. I saw that on there, and I was like, oh, what a dumb team. And then I was like, yeah, but he gives a huge crit boost, so those teams could, like, hit you like asteroids, basically. Yeah, for fun. We don't need points. Let's hit the Chameleon team. I like that you mentioned that because he's such a weird hero. Even just looking at him, I think he's just very bizarre. I've had more competitive heroes that I haven't thought about maxing him. He'd be better, honestly, if he didn't do the color change thing, because the attack boost and the crit boost is huge. 36% critical chance for 4 turns is massive with the attack boost. But the fact that he changes the colors really screws around with when you're the strong color and when you're the weak color. I've seen people say it doesn't really matter because he's just, that boost he gives is so damn strong. So he's got potential. I don't think anyone's really figured out how to use him that well, or if they have, they're keeping it quiet. I've seen him on a few top event teams, oddly enough, because you're trying to just do the highest tile damage you can. So yeah, for fun, let's go here, and we'll see what we have after that. Okay, so Frigg, who I finally maxed on emblems, pretty excited about that. And then I love Hansel still. And then I guess I really like the Regard Proteus combo, as many of you are totally aware. I think I'm going to use a weaker one because we're going up against a healer tank, so I think I can get away with it. And then I've got a bunch of Regards all finished off now. I'm like finally getting to that point in the game where I have a lot of maxed heroes, and I'm not like scrambling just to like have enough. Like I'm like getting to the point where now I'm just leveling one at a time, even though it's less efficient, just throwing all of my feeders into them. I also have a very full roster, so it's hard to feed on color because I generally only have like 12 spots, and I really hate buying roster space. It's just kind of annoying that they make you do that. Okay, we're ready. Hopefully we didn't lose our target. Oh shoot. He says he just yielded the target to us, but I wasn't checking the chat. Alright. Okay, decent start. Lately I've been seeing that I have a very strong urge to always combo dead tiles, and I think I need to like keep that in check, because if you do that too much, before you know it, you're just charging heroes when you don't need to. So I'm trying to like do that sometimes. Like I really wanted to do the blue match first, but I don't think that serves me in this case. It could set up a purple. It's not going to set up any greens, so I kind of think I'm better just taking the greens into aerial and seeing where that leaves me. So yeah, I can do the purples into Elena, but that doesn't put that green in a useful space for me. Actually, the greens aren't going anywhere. Let's see, we are going to need more, so let's see what we can get. Okay. Alright, so I will wait the extra time. So there's there's a couple good moves here. So the smart move. So what I'll ask first, just to give you some time before I explain the other one, is if I make this purple move by dragging this to the left, if a green tile falls in here, we obviously have a diamond, and it's going to match for the diamond. I guess a green tile could fall in here, and we'd have to match for the diamond. But there's also the really smart move that if I drag this tile to the right, it'll match those greens, and it'll also cause this one and the one to the right to fall down for a second match. So that'll hit Ariel with 5 tiles, which will probably be a full kill, and I will only need 1 match to get the rest of my heroes going. So do I take the risky diamond, or do I do the smart move? I want to hear what you guys think. Make this entertaining. The lag is unfortunate, but I'll wait this time to hear your So yeah, purple's up the middle, potential for green diamond. That's exactly what I was thinking. Yeah, watch your time. Thank you, Susith. That is a good reminder. Wow, the comments are, wow, 100 viewers. Awesome, guys. The comments are streaming in faster than I can keep up with. Color change is great on offense, but he needs a team built around him to work. That's absolutely true, and I haven't figured out what that team is. Crit is the best thing about him, and everyone forgets about that. Yeah, the crit is huge. A 1/3 chance to do double damage is way stronger than the attack thing. I love my chameleon. Yeah, a lot of people really swear by him. I just haven't figured him out how I'd want to use him. The color change thing is more of an annoyance than a benefit, I think. Green to the right. Yeah, I'm thinking that too. Smart move, top row move. Smart move, risky. Oh man, a lot. Split decision here. Both. Okay, that seems reasonable. Do the purple first. If it doesn't work out, then we'll kill Ariel right after, and that shouldn't be enough to charge her up. So we're going for it. Okay, no diamond. That was close though. We did get a green. It was just in the wrong spot. So smart move time. Should be a kill. Bam, we've got our next green match there right away. So this is another thing that I think about is, all right, I've got my next green match, which is going to give me Hansel, who is a guaranteed special stop unless they're, a monk or a cleric, which is not the case here. He might be a monk. No, ranger, weird. Clearly a ranger with his, short combat weapons. So I'm like, all right, I have the match for sure. Usually I try to burn some tiles while I'm at it because I know that, it's probably not going to be enough to set off Obacon. So I'm thinking like, I want to match those greens. So let me do these reds as well, just to dump these reds. Okay, so we've got 5 green tiles on the board, which is going to be on the weaker end, not weak, but on the weaker end of Frigg's special. So we don't have enough purples to get Regard's attack boost first, so we'll just take it. And you can see, yeah, 300-ish, not bad. We don't have enough to kill Obacon, and I hate Obacon, so we're just going to put a stop to that. And then I think see if I can just kill her. Yeah, she can be really annoying too. Alright, so now let's hit Obacon. Okay, yeah, so, oof. I'm going to need to go a lot faster with these remaining hits because alright, we are burning through the time here. Okay, so we're going to go quicker now. Alright, so I'm more worried about him. What's his name is firing already, so we don't have to worry about hitting him with tiles. Yeah, it's Proteus. Nice move, buddy. Oh shit, we still need a match. Okay. Glad it's not field aid. Alright, so greens for the kill here. And then that'll be... I realize I can't turn away from my phone to cough now, so sorry about that. Okay, so we're gonna go faster for this next one. Check the chat real quick. So I just got done with Nittany Lion Roy stream. Yeah, I saw that he was streaming at 8:30, and I was like, I don't want to like overlap with him too much because I think streams usually go slower than just the war attacks. I got 30 minutes. That's not bad for 4 attacks. Yeah, I've seen Lady Catherine has some videos using Chameleon. I think I've seen one of those. And I was researching him for a while because I was like, I have enough tonics I could ascend him, but I've gotten some better choices. And I'm going to wait to ascend any greens. I've got 11 or 12 tonics, I forget. And I want to see what happens to the next costumes because I would love to ascend costume Catalan and take all my Druid emblems off of Vela. That would just be really nice. Okay, just trying to catch up on the chat, but there's so much in here. Sarah, thank you for the good luck. Yeah, just to speak to Baiyang real quick, I did that video on him lately, and I was assessing him on defense, and a lot of people pointed out he's great on offense with shutting down. excuse me, with shutting down AOE heroes like Killhair or what's another one, Alfreich. these like super deadly AoE hitters, the 75% decrease in accuracy can be huge against them. So yeah, sorry if I'm missing a lot of your suggestions here, guys. We're just gonna have to go a little bit faster. You're the man. Thanks for this opportunity. Thank you for being here. Um, Elena can be annoying, definitely. What's my favorite hero? Oh man, I think the more I play it, I think Finley's my favorite hero. I have a lot of favorite heroes, and it's really hard to choose. And that's why, that's one thing I have against the whole hero grading system is you can't really look at a hero in isolation. Every single time you use a hero, you're using them on a team. So you can't just say this hero has this grade, because if you put a bad team synergy together, that hero is not very good. So it all depends on the team. I think we all want to have a grade because it makes decisions easier, but I think it's just a flawed approach because of how important synergy is in this game and teams in general. I think the more I talk, the more I'm gonna fall behind on the on the chat here anyway, so this might be a losing battle. Freak Special uses green tiles, so if you're attacking her on defense, she is powered by the green tiles on your board. Love being able to play with my kid, such a good friend. How's my battery? My battery is strong, look at that, and it's so strong because I have to plug my phone in to get my screen capture onto my laptop where I'm running Streamlabs. So battery on the streams is going to be overflowing, which I think is going to make some of you guys really happy. Hi, Sunshine. He's hiding the battery. Oh, okay, yeah, you guys want to see the battery? You'd be so proud. Look at that. Look at that battery. For some reason, my time is frozen at 9:41, which is weird. But yeah, full battery, everyone. Nothing shady going on here. Okay, I'm gonna try to read a couple more comments, then we're gonna speed play the next round. So yeah, Finley is just a very strong hero in general, and he's great. Wish I had Finley. Yeah, I wish I had a second Finley. Alfric isn't an AoE hitter. Oh, okay, that's a good point. But I think accuracy would still affect the cube's ability to land. Like I think the cubes can still miss. So just having 75% accuracy could make 3 or more of the cubes not hit altogether. Spock, I need to hurry up. Yeah, Spock, I need to hurry up. Then proceeds to read all the comments and talks about things that have nothing to do with the war attacks. I'll talk for a while. Yeah. Yeah. That's kind of been my approach with the game. Is like people are like, "Will you shut up and play already?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's kind of my thing to like explain some of my strategy. Hit them before the war ends." Okay, I'm freaking people out here. If it's not the low battery, it's me pushing things to the last minute. All right, so blue team, he did yield this team. Oh, how nice. So let's go blue here. So that is Finley first. And then Ariel, and then I've been using Cobalt instead of Vela. And then we're going to go with, I guess, another Proteus and Regard. Troops look good. Nope, we want him to have the top troop because he needs a level 11. Sorry, hopefully those coughs aren't like heinously loud, but I'm wearing my AirPods, so it's all coming right into your ears. I did a little test last night. Some of you might have caught that, and there's certain things you could only see while you were doing it, unfortunately. Okay, so I did a test last night, and using my laptop microphone was not sufficient, so I might try to get a better microphone setup because I don't think the AirPods microphone sounds very good. Okay, so this is one of those annoying situations where you have two matches, but none of them are very good. So the purples in the middle will cause the blues to bunch up a little bit more. So let's start there. But we still need more blues is the problem. Or we need 4 purple matches for Proteus because I don't have that level 23 troops. So I'm just going to play a little bit faster here. Not give you guys anxiety about not finishing the war in time because that would be bad. Okay, so another blue match is not going to give us what we need. We don't have a purple 4 match, which would help set Proteus off with Regard. Yeah, there's not a lot I can do here. it is smart to just play the tiles in. I mean, I guess I could just kill him now. Kind of defeats my whole team strategy here, but no, we've got plenty of purples. Let's save him up. Because he gets a lot stronger as you rack up the charges, so it's smarter to do that. Alright, so let's get our healing going. Wow, purples all day. Just go right down the middle again. Oops. What do I want to go with? I don't need purples again, so I need blues now, so I want to facilitate blue matches, which means I should do this. Alright, and then watch, Ajir's buff is going to wear off, or I'm going to, yep, and he does. Okay, so we've got a pretty strong hit into 2. Oh, they've got the attack buff, yes. Okay, so let's start over here. So you'll see this is better with an attack boost, but this combo is not crazy. Like you've seen, I'm sure, some of these defensive videos of Cobalt where he's hitting everyone for like 2,000 damage. That doesn't really happen. So you can see, even with defense down, 34% defense down, no attack boost, but he's hitting for 325%, which is really good for a fast hero. So I'm not complaining about him, just saying he's not, everyone is getting this idea that he's just this absurd god, and that's not quite the case. But it is nice that you can use him at fast speed, because that means I can just go boop and kill her. And that's the coolest thing about the ninjas, since no one asked me about it. The coolest thing about the ninjas is how you can use them at variable speeds. So if you got a great board, you can get more out of them. If you've got a bad board, you can still get something from them, and that is a really cool thing. Okay, perfect time for the attack boost again for us to wipe the rest of these fools out, which means since we only have a ×1 charge on Cobalt, we want to lead the stronger hit on Azalar so he dies, and then we can do the follow-up kill shot on Vivica. So that 632 you saw, which is really good for very fast speed, is with an attack boost and defense down. Okay, so we're out of greens, right? Yeah, we just used blues. So I've got like a purple, a yellow, everyone's favorite glass cannon yellow team. Sorry, I'm totally ignoring the chat because of how close the timing is here. And I don't want to give everyone anxiety. I would naturally just be like, yeah, let me talk for a little while longer. Let's read some comments. Maybe people aren't commenting anymore because they don't want me to get distracted. No, okay. I promise not to read the comments. Let's all go boop and kill all heroes. Yeah. Okay, I'm out of the comments. Feel free to talk amongst yourselves, and I will continue the attacks. So, looking for, going back to the strategy thing, I don't have greens left, and they're all blue tanks. So you're like, okay, I'm kind of screwed. One thing I'm factoring into my strategy here is the fact that sorry, lost my train of thought. I was starting to look at the targets here. One thing I'm factoring in is that I don't need to take out the toughest teams. I just need to get points. So I'm factoring that in as well. Because there's a few purple flanks here, and I'm probably going to choose this one because that flank is less dangerous. Like, this is a pretty dangerous team. All snipers. There's no healing there. But if you get a bad board, you're just going to get blown to bits. Maybe we come back to that. So if I'm looking for a red team, it's not so much the flanks that I'm looking for because I don't really have any red snipers, so my tile damage, is not that high. So I'm looking for like less dangerous tanks, which doesn't really exist except for Ajir, but Kingston is immune to burn damage, so that's not a good fit. Okay, I'm not liking either of those teams right now, so let's just get my purple team out of the way. Because, yeah, my yellow team against all these dangerous tanks, like if I take yellow here, Vela has a chance to do a lot of damage and then nerf my attack. So I like it here. This is quite a tough team. So maybe I'll go purple with my green healer flanks. In which case I might take Hel instead of Clarissa. I really don't love Clarissa. For some reason. I love Gravemaker. She's not that much worse than Gravemaker, so I don't know what the deal is there. Okay, so this is where I could take those greens, which would be Kashrek and Brynhild. So that does something against the tank. It's a lot of survivability for my team, especially for Jabberwock, because he's got the benefits of the double healers. And he's a pretty strong hero. So how do we like this? I gotta hurry the F up here. So the question is, do I want to bring Clarissa or do I want to bring Hel? Hel's going to be slower because I don't have a level 23 troop yet. Let's stick with the fast team. We don't have a cleanse for Richard, unfortunately, so my goal is going to be to take him out first. This is not a great fit, but we're going for it. Yeah, I'm really pushing the hour here. We got about 6 minutes per attack, so I'm going to have to play a little bit faster here. I see why Nittany Lion Roar does his stream at 8:30 and not at 9. Okay, not great. Not great, not great. All right. I'm not looking at the comments. You guys, I'm not supposed to look at the comments now. Okay, so I see 8. He's going to go off anyways. So let's get the 4 here, and then we've got another 4 afterwards, which should get Jabberwock going. Nice, he only hit 2. And Clarissa is less of an issue, so that's good. And we've got purples coming like crazy now. Okay, we can't kill Marjana, unfortunately. We're definitely going to kill Richard, so let's do this and this. Oof, that was actually closer. Oh, purple diamond. It's my birthday. Wow, that element link didn't do shit. Okay, no greens on the horizon, only purples. Purples as far as the eye can see. I don't know if anyone's watched that show, The Queen's Gambit, on Netflix, but seems like a hilariously silly version of their speed chess. The stakes are so much lower. Okay, so that was purple. So we've got, let's see what we've got here actually. If you didn't know, you can click this gear up here and just look at an attack team without having to face an opponent. So we've definitely got yellow, we've definitely got red. And this is where I've got a bunch of like extra heroes left that I don't know what to do with yet. So let's just stick with those teams in the interest of not running out of time. Alright, so we're going to choose a target for a red team. That's what's happening. So this is a decent team to choose. Another thing I look for is the speed of the team. So not to disparage anyone's teams that use these classic Season 1 heroes, because I wouldn't do that, but we've got a slow flank. A lot of them have slower speeds than the newer hero, so slow flank is less threatening than a fast or very fast flank. We've got at least 1 green that we can burn with Gravemaker. He is definitely a dangerous tank, and I don't see any ailments here, so I wouldn't use Grizoul, so I might use Jean-Francois or Tyr, neither of which are maxed yet. And then we've got a slow hero on the wing. So obviously you can't guarantee a win, but all of these things are important to take into account when choosing a target. Because again, this team, in my whole perspective, is like about increasing your chances to the highest level you can. There will never be a guarantee, but you can increase your chances, and that's why playing the board well and all that kind of stuff is so important, because you can increase the chances of a successful attack. Okay, so we're gonna go red here, which is, we could go double Gravemaker. Let's see, my last team is probably gonna be yellow, which means it's already for sure yellow and purple. So let's go crazy and let's go double Gravemaker. Did I already? Oh, there he is. So we'll go Gravemaker, Gravemaker. Started embleming Black Knight because he's just an absolute beast. Gravemaker was definitely more of a priority, but I use him all the time, so it was important to have him. And then I think, what do I want to go? I think I'm out of, oh no, I do have a Proteus, so we will use, nope, but we're not going to make that dumb mistake that I make every time. We're not going to bring Costume Regard with Black Knight because they actively clash against one another. Because they both do attack boosts, and Black Knight's attack boost is much better. So hopefully you guys are having fun in the comments over there. I refuse to look at the comments because otherwise you will scold me for taking until the last minute to finish my attacks. Okay, so I don't have a oh, I did have a target chosen. Shit, I thought I was still in the setup thing. So we'll quickly do this again. Boom, boom. Check the troops real quick. Got all the right troops on here. Check the troops, support the troops. Okay, we're ready. We are ready. So we've got two red matches, which is a great start. If I were to drag this tile down, obviously that red match would screw up this red match. So you want to think about this. I think about this as the bottom of the board, the tile that's selected, and this is the top of the board, even though that doesn't make sense for how the tiles fall. That's just what makes sense to me because you're looking at your screen and this is physically at the top. So we're just pretending this is the top and gravity is the opposite of how it is. So I also have a purple match as the suggested move. If I don't take that now, I'm going to lose it. So I am going to take that now because I think I will still be able to get all the matches I need without setting off, what's his name? So we'll take our reds, and you might think, okay, I'll hit here and I'll hit here to burn everyone, but I think I'm going to opt for a longer burn. And I'm trying to think about how I'm going to match these purples over here because that'll be my next thing. So pretty high chance that Proteus dies. We don't have a way to kill Thorn. We still need 4 tiles for Black Knight, which is not going to happen. So let's use the weaker Gravemaker first, relatively weaker, so that if he does die, it doesn't set our strategy back too far. And let's burn some tiles here. Okay, chose the right Gravemaker to use. It kind of suck to lose Proteus. This is not looking great. Still need 2 matches for Regard. So I think the smart move here is to make the suggested move, and then there's a chance that another purple comes in there for me to use. So we'll let this burn damage go for 1 more turn. Beautiful. And then we can hit the Dragon Bomb. Okay, so now we're going to use another Gravemaker. Unfortunately, this is not going to kill Thorn, I don't think, unless I stall for another move, but I don't really have any great ways of doing that. So if I hit the yellow Dragon Bomb, it will get 1 tile, 1 purple tile that will charge Proteus. However, I want to burn some tiles at the same time, I think, because I could drag this tile up, which will use the Dragon Bomb. It will also set off those blues and cause some better tiles to come in. But I think I actually have a chance at killing Thorn without him going off, which would be a big advantage if I just hit him with the 1 purple tile. Wow. Okay. All I hope is that Proteus survives. I don't think he's going to, though. Fuck. Alright, well, we killed 1. And what's her name? Catalan is about to die. So this is where I'd be looking. Can I set off Black Knight in 1 turn so that what's his name's damage would be significantly reduced? Kagan's damage would be significantly reduced. I cannot set off Black Knight in 1 move unless I take a little bit of a risk, which I think is the smart move in this case. If I can get those reds. Oh, do I hit Vivica? This is getting dicey. I don't think it'll set off Vivica. And I think if I can heal and get Black Knight going, oh man, this is a tough one. I think we need Black Knight. Because Kagan's one tile away. I think Vivica's a little more than one tile away, so I'm going to opt. Shit. Okay, well, at least we do have Black Knight ready. So let's just hit these fools with everything we got. She's going to dispel and potentially kill. Good. Alright, we can heal. Kagan's going to die. I think we got this. So we're going to focus on the, that's another piece of war strategy, we're going to focus on the heroes that are dealing damage to us first, since they pose the biggest threat. Little secret, I did not mean to set off that big cascade there. Okay. So is bleed gonna kill her? 33 damage, 19 from bleed, no, but the purple diamond will, so let's just focus on max damage. Okay, that was max damage. Yes. Yeah, red match for purple diamond. Sorry about that. Like I said, the stream is behind, and I'm also on timeout for talking too much, so I can't get my moves from there. But it is a good point of discussion for people in the comments to discuss these moves, because I think this is as much a thing for me to be talking to you as it is for you to be talking to each other in this. Go. We got time. Only one hit, 8 minutes. We got time. And we're kicking their ass here. So it's just my flag left. They have 2 flags, so it's impossible for them to win. I will still use, because as long as you start your war hit by the beginning, you don't run out of time. So I'm just gonna cause everyone's anxiety to go through the roof for a minute. He's in a timeout and get the boot. Riggs, is that the Riggs? Welcome, buddy. Yeah, so what I wanted to just say was that this is as much of a place for me to talk to you and to show my war hits as it is for you guys to talk to each other. So Steve is saying, crack on. I have a Zoom call in 8 minutes. Will do. You're the boss, Steve. Okay, so purple team. Quickly weigh in. Do I attack Crazy or do I attack Nikki? Remember my, yellow team. My yellow team is a bit of a glass cannon with double jackals, one without emblems. So do I go for the super sniper team with Magni, Liana, Kage, all those people? You can see what team that is. Or do I go for Crazy, which is Vela's a little less dangerous, but the attack boost can be a pain in the ass. I think those are my 2 best options. So quickly weigh in. Got 1 for Nikki, 1 for Crazy. Okay, that's not very helpful. Just experiment and have fun. Hopefully, maybe that's meant for somebody else. Crazy, another for Crazy. Crazy. Glass cannon versus glass cannon. Oh, interesting. All right, everyone's voting for Crazy. So you guys are the safe bunch, which is why my delayed attacks here are giving everyone so much anxiety. Okay, bam, 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 ready to go. Can't wait till I get that level 23 troop for Hell so that she becomes functionally fast. That would be awesome. I kept thinking that, and maybe it still will happen, that they were going to revitalize Hell and make her a Season 3 hero, because like she appeared in Season 3. Spoiler alert, I guess. She's in Season 3 as she looks now, but she's such an old hero of the month that she doesn't even have an element link, which is kind of crazy. Not that I'm complaining or saying she's bad, but it's surprising, and I could see them doing like a Hell plus and then re-releasing her in Season 3, which would be really awesome, because Hell is one of those heroes that people would love to have. So that would be really cool. And then hopefully they would just retroactively improve the Hell that everyone has already. Okay, let's go. So, bam. Yellows. All right, we've got our yellows right from the start, which is beautiful. And we have 3 yellows right into a purple hero. So I don't see any problem with taking this match first, this match second. All right, so we can kill him with tiles. That was so lucky. Um, I'm thinking I should take it. So yeah, tiles are going to kill him. I'm thinking that I really should try to take out Vela first. Unfortunately, I don't have a level 23 yellow troop. So Gazelle is firing at 10 tiles at average speed, so the 3 match will not fire her off. Because as you know from watching this team, once these 3 yellows are going at the same time, the Jackals are a kill shot together for pretty much any hero. We're not under too much threat here. I think Vela is the biggest threat, so let's go for her. We're going to use the weaker Jackal first, so that the stronger Jackal has the defense down placed before he hits. So that's another strategy point to get the most mileage out of these two heroes in tandem. All right, she's almost dead. I think those purples are going to do it. Have we gotten one shots? I haven't even been paying attention. Maybe that's the strategy, is don't pay attention to whether you're getting one shots or not, and you do better. But I think I've gotten 5 one shots so far, and this is looking pretty promising. Shouldn't celebrate too early because this board is ugly as fuck, but so my favorite move, just to get rid of tiles, is to drag this to the right, match the yellows and greens, but that's charging up Elkanin, who does hit pretty hard, but it might get me purples too. Or yellows. All right, Elkanin, your time has come, my friend. You're now crossing over to the other side. I wish you well in hell. Okay, we're getting weird. Okay, so this, with the dancing, shouldn't kill anyone, which is great. And an evade. Wow, luck is on our side. So Kagan's the closest to firing. We'll stop him. And that's what I love about this team, and it's going to be really hard to replace it, is, wow, one ghost match, and the kill shot is charged again. It's like the Death Star. Wow, but the Cascades had all the fun for me. But yeah, this combo is now dubbed the Death Star because 1, Jackal's Beam kind of looks like the Death Star beam, and 2, when it's fully charged, which you gotta wait for it to charge if there's any Star Wars fans here, when it's fully charged, it is a kill shot. So, yeah, let's pop the red diamond. That seems like the smart move in this case. Should we see if we can kill him with dead tiles? What is that? Those are... Wow, that was a beautiful board. Okay. Streamer luck? What do we think? Streamer luck? I think that's 6 one-shots. 2 minutes left. The comments are going wild. Ooh, it's still lost. Great job, Sorty. Good scores across the board. It's always nice when we have a bunch over 200. Sorry to dox everyone in here of who's in our alliance. Hopefully nobody minds. But yeah, so as I always do, let's see how our defense did. A lot of attacks in here. It's so weird. I'm really good at skimming this to see my own name, but when I try to see other people, I always miss them. I wonder if that happens to you guys as well. Okay, 2 points and 49, so I think I'm worth 51, so that's 2 attacks for 1 hit, and then I'll catch up on the comments, and we can just do a debrief on the war. Okay, one shot. I'm getting one shot a lot. I need to switch my defense team up. I think this double blue thing has run its course. I just don't have any great heroes that I want to swap in. I mean, I have great heroes. That sounds like I'm complaining. I don't have a next fully emblemed hero that will fit well in the defense that I have now. So I would actually love to switch to Costume Catalan as a tank, but I don't have her. So that can't happen. Did I only get hit twice? Okay, so there's 1, 2, so what is that? 5 attacks for 3 kills? Not great. Would have expected better. I do have a pretty tough defense. Obviously, I don't have level 30 troops, and I think they haven't hit us a 3rd time. Okay, we did it. Oh, the counter. How often do you guys get to see that? So over 6,000, that's pretty awesome to go into the alliance. Oops, no, it's in here. We've got a little ways to go on the war chest. Kind of got off to a rocky start. So I'm gonna catch up on the comments, see if there's anything that I missed. Those boards are insane. Yeah, that board was insane. I don't know this. It's hard to remember, especially. I don't know if you guys have tried to make videos before, but it's super distracting to do commentary and try to like have an interesting string of commentary, like not just shouting out random thoughts, but like trying to follow a narrative of some sort while you're trying to focus on the game and making smart moves. Um, and see, in perfect fashion, I now have forgotten what my point was. Oh yeah, those boards are insane. So it's I never notice overall 6 attacks if I had really good boards. So let me know. I'm always curious. Like, do you think that win was more due to good boards? I think that last win was definitely due to good boards because we killed everyone before they fired. I think Elkin fired, but we were pretty safe by then. So yeah, I'm curious if you guys think that was just all ridiculous boards. This game is funny because you rely on the boards so much that it's hard to tell how much is you and how much is the boards, and I think I've seen some more cynical people in the comments that are just like, it doesn't matter who you choose or what you do, it's all down to the boards. And I disagree. I think what's happening there is the boards are an important factor that you cannot remove from your success. But again, my whole perspective on this channel is let me try to show you as much strategy as I can so that you can increase your odds of winning. Obviously, the board is always a factor, but yeah. So I'm curious if you guys think that those were just all lucky boards, or I don't probably not all lucky boards, but maybe that's where we disagree at times, and that's okay. So I'm scrolling back. Wow, tons of comments. Some viewers have dropped off naturally now that we have one, crossed the 1 hour mark, and two, the war is over. So feel free to stick around for a few minutes. I'll probably stop this in a few minutes. Yeah, there's too much to catch up on here. But oh, okay. I guess people were requesting to see my war defense team since I was talking about it. So this is what I'm using currently. I'll leave this up for a second. So this was like the 7 days departed defense. I just happened to have all the heroes that they did. And this is when Telluria was in her heyday. This was the most dangerous team because, Vela was an obvious choice. And then if you have Finley, he really should always be on the left wing of your defense. Sometimes the right wing, depending on who else you're using. Um, but yeah, so that's why people were using both, because Vela was absolutely essential with Telluria. She's not anymore. She still fits well into the blue-red flank thing, which I think is good for a green tank. Um, so this needs some revitalization, but like I said, I don't have another hero that fits well in this group yet that I want to swap in, but I guess people were asking to see that. Just trying to read the comments. There's a shit ton of comments, you guys. That was awesome. So, I also want to say that was great. Thank you guys for showing up and making this super successful. That was actually really fun. Um, I think I'll need to dial back the commentary just a bit so that we are not down to the wire, because if this was a close war, that would have been much more stressful. It was a guaranteed win by that point. But that's something that I learned. I did see a comment saying, who would you use rings on, Garnet, Jean-Francois, or Captain Kestrel? Jared, Garnet, 100%. Garnet is an incredible hero. Maybe not the best defensive hero like all the ninjas, who are a little bit hard to time on defense, so you just don't know what they're going to do, but Garnet is an absolutely exceptional hero. That's who I really wanted from the Ninja Tower. Not complaining that I did get ninjas as well, but Garnet was the one that I was really interested in because I had rings and, like 1400 sorcerer emblems, so I could have taken her almost to plus 20 right from the start. Who you pick for blue? Not sure what you mean. Oh, if I were going to keep one of these blues, I'd definitely keep Finley. So I'm probably looking for a new tank, realistically. I could tank Frigg and just re-emblem her for defense, and I'm thinking about doing that. Costume Catalan is an exceptional green tank right now. Her defense can get up to 980, and I think with over 1500 HP, which is super strong. And it's kind of hilarious because you look at her and she looks like a frail little tween, but apparently she's very tough. You wouldn't know it looking at her, but she's really good. Fast speed, hits everyone, and then gives that chance to dodge, which can be really annoying. So I see questions, Zulog thoughts or Zulog thoughts? Spamming Zulog thoughts in the chat now. Yeah, I don't really like Zulog. And again, this always comes down to your choices, so I can't say that she's just a bad hero or something like that. She doesn't get priority in the purple choices that I have, but what I don't really like healers that heal only 3. And those 2 greens that I used in my war attack are an exception because they complement each other, but I think bringing 2 healers is a bit of a weakness. So Zulog can be an alright tank. The unfortunate things are she's just very easily dispelled. It's true that yellow doesn't have any dispellers, I don't think, yet. So that part's true, but like Melosi, 2 matches and she does nothing. I'm pretty sure that everything she does is buff, so she would do nothing at all. So there's just a lot of weaknesses to her build, you could say. The Paladin class is good, but there's a lot of competition there, even if it's not Telluria. There's some really great heroes in that category. I guess that's true for all of them, so it depends on who you have. But she just, I don't like those. Like, the only time I can see using her would be like on a offense team where I'm using a second healer, because I don't like having part of my team that isn't healed, or on defense. And so I don't like it for either of those spots. And then when you think about the fact that you have to give her 6 tabards and 1 Damascus blade and 1 Tome of Tactics, that is a really tough sell for me. So if she's the best purple you have and you have tons of materials, then by all means, you want to use the heroes that you have, of course. But if you have other choices, or I suggest just waiting sometimes, because as long as you're not waiting for as long as it took you to get those materials, then you're fine. So if it took you 3 months to get all those materials, which is, on the shorter end sometimes, it's not worth just to blow it on the 1 purple hero you have, So it can be good to wait sometimes. I won't go on that subject for too long, but I'm not that impressive there. And I don't like saying that because it just makes me disappointed that they're releasing Heroes of the Month that people don't think are great. And maybe it's being cynical, but I think they might have realized that Heroes of the Month are much easier for people to get because they're available in every portal, and so they don't want them to be as good as other heroes, and that's just kind of disappointing. It's always been true, I guess, that 5 stars are not created equal, because if you look at the Season 1 heroes versus Valhalla heroes, or even like the new Heroes of the Month coming up that I'll talk about in a beta breakdown soon, I only looked briefly, so correct me if I'm wrong, but they have 2 innate abilities now, which is like the next level. So I would personally advise waiting on Zulog unless you have like 18 tabards and plenty of other stuff. But again, that's me answering from the position that I'm in, and that won't be applicable to everyone. So that's all I'll say on that. Glenda, that's another timely thing. So one thing I really wanted to add, and this is gonna be something I talk about again in the future, but I think she used to be fast. I don't love that they made her average because you need a level 23 troop to really get the most out of her. And if you don't have it, then, like I talk about this a lot, but the difference between fast speed and average speed is huge. It's only 1 tile, but it's huge because you can't just match single tiles. You have to match in groups of 3. So an average or a fast speed hero, which is, it's 2 tiles. A fast speed hero is 8 tiles to charge. Average speed hero is 10. Fast speed, typically, it's 3 matches. So typically you're charging a fast speed hero with 9 tiles, unless you can make 2 4 matches, which is pretty unlikely. So average speed needs a whole other match. So typically it's only 10 tiles, but typically it's taking you 4 matches or 12 tiles to get an average speed hero going, and that's slow speed. So it's kind of deceptive because that 10 is such an awkward number to hit with multiples of 3 for the most part. Obviously, you could do 1-4 match. Yeah, I don't know. You see what I'm saying there. So that is a big disadvantage. And it's not as big of a deal for the costume heroes because you only need a level 5 mono troop to get an average speed hero to charge in 9 tiles, which again is a huge advantage. So Glenda has that going against her. A lot of people really like her. The one thing that I don't think anyone knows that I just found out about recently is that there is. Oh, I guess I'll say what it is first. Her special skill buff at 40% is weaker than a standard attack buff at 40%. And that might seem crazy and counterintuitive, and the reason for that is because people have deduced a damage calculation for how damage works in this game, and the special skill damage modifier would happen at a different point in the equation, giving it less impact than a standard attack boost. So keep that in mind. The one thing I'll add to that is because it's a different kind of attack boost, it can stack with a standard attack boost, which is really important because if you have the two together, then that's very strong. If you're relying on only Glenda's, just keep in mind that that 40% is actually less than it seems. And how can it be less than it seems? Because we're used to thinking about that as an attack boost. And her thing is not an attack boost, it is a special skill boost. The other part is it doesn't affect tile damage. So I think you're better off with just a standard attack boost. She does hit decently hard. It is at average speed, so I think people like Drake and others do hit harder at a faster speed. So I think she's one of the stronger heroes of the month that they've released recently, and that's stronger is a relative word, and a lot of the heroes of the month have been bad. I think she is better. I also don't really like her element link of just getting minions, because if you use her on defense and they have Scotty, then that's a huge weakness because now you have minions, and if I guess it's minions to only blue, but still, if Scotty kills one minion, you now have lower mono generation and damage happening every turn. So there's things about her I don't like. I think, as always, most heroes are better on offense than they are on defense. I think it's more rare for a hero to be good on both, and most rare for a hero to only be good on defense and not really offense. So yeah, that's what I think about Glenda. You can see I have a hard time keeping my thoughts brief. So there's still 70 people in here from what I can tell. I'm going to skim the comments real quick to see if there's anything else. One thing I want to mention is if you did watch my costume video that I think went live yesterday, I schedule a lot of these in advance, so sometimes I don't remember. But people were asking, please do videos on the 4-stars and 3-star costumes as well, because those are the ones that you're much more likely to get. There was kind of an overwhelming request for that, so that is something that I will do. So if that's something that you're hoping to see, it will happen. Okay, we'll wrap this up in just a minute. Just going to see if there's any more questions. I know people like to come in here and ask questions. So let me just catch up for a second. Hell was the very first hero of the month. Interesting. I did not know that. But yeah, Hell is from June of 2017 apparently, which is quite old. And she's a great hero. It would be awesome to see them redo her though, because I think that's a hero that a lot of people have resigned to never getting because the screen went off. Because the chance in the talk too much, my screen fell asleep. Chance of getting a specific hero in the Tavern of Legends is abysmal, and I think someone's done the math, and it would cost you about $29,000 in pulls to have a guaranteed or a 99.99% chance at getting the a specific hero out of the pool. Because as you know or may not know, that 1% chance or 1.3 or whatever it is in the Tavern of Legends is shared by all the heroes in the pool. So they don't all have a 1.3% chance. Otherwise, you'd get something, half the time or or whatever. But yeah, so if you didn't know that, Jackal's a beast. Yeah, Jackal's awesome. Um, that's all she wrote. Yes, it is. Why did you use Proteus instead of Hell? Um, they're both about the same, and to be honest, I don't find Hell to be that much better than a maxed emblemed Proteus. And I think a lot of people are surprised to hear that, but the stats are not that much better. It is nice that she does direct damage, so it can't be cleansed. She does extra damage to yellow, but the difference is not as big as you might expect it to be. So if you have Proteus and you've got the wizard emblems, max him. Like I have Cobalt, the new wizard ninja. Doesn't make sense for a ninja to be a wizard, but I still have kept plus 18 emblems on Proteus because I rely on him that much, and those heroes like Hell and Proteus are super good. So I highly recommend putting emblems on him. So the reason I took Proteus instead of Hell is Hell is slightly better, so I try to save her for teams where I think I'll need her more, but it's a bit of a toss-up. I definitely try to use the unemblemed Proteuses in Protei in the weaker teams that I'm facing. So that's a bit of the way I think about that strategy. I think I have two unemblemed Protei, one at plus 18, and then a Hell at like plus 8, I think, plus 9 maybe. And I think I'm going to stop her there because I'm now working on Cobalt, who is a excellent fit for the Jinx talent that the Wizard class has. Okay, so try to get a few more comments. Still haven't seen Star Wars. Wow, Star Wars is worth watching. A lot of people assume that because my name is Dr. Spock or Mr. Spock, that I'm a big Star Trek fan, and I have not seen very many. Hi Dan, I've not seen very many Star Trek episodes. I've watched the newer movies. I know fans will say that doesn't count. I did enjoy the movies, but that's not why I got the nickname. I just got the nickname because I tend to be a super logical person, so people thought it was funny to call me that. And then I just chose to keep it for myself. Okay, I am trying to catch up on the comments, but I have a lot to say. So it's nice to see that so many of you have stuck around. So I think this is definitely a feasible thing to do, and maybe this could be a way to talk about beta information as well. We'll see. I don't think I'll get in the habit of doing like super long live streams. This is probably pushing it. I might try to stick to an hour because I think it's just too much to watch for people later on. It's different when you're there. But, first time, we'll learn as we go. Whoa. Okay, sorry, so we got through Zulog. I'm definitely missing comments, so I apologize about that. Dude, you're a software engineer? No, I'm not a software engineer. Yeah, first war isn't enough to determine luck first skill. This isn't my first rodeo though, partner. But yeah, I see what you're saying. There's randomness, so you can't. Chalk it up to just you or just other things. Okay, so yeah, sorry if I'm missing your comments. There's a lot of stuff in here, which is really cool to see that people were so engaged. Next live stream on Wednesday. I don't know how well this will work during the week. I'm not going to rule it out because it is kind of fun. But I'll have to see about the timing. I like to try to save my war attacks for the end. I obviously need to have all 6 for the stream, so the timing can be tricky there. I think Sunday is perfect because people are around. If I'm doing it on like nighttime in California, then it might not work for people that are on the East Coast or other parts of the planet, and it still may not at this time anyways, but I think this is the best chance, so we will revisit that. Wow, you won against the team that the guy from Empires and Puzzles Books did. Want to see the video? Sure, yeah, you can share it in my line if you want. I'm just Mr. Spock online as well. No, ninjas are annoying. I'd leave Tell and work on replacing Vela first, then work on replacing Tell. Yeah, but the only problem with that, Riggs, is if I did go with Costume Catalan, I would have to pull the emblems from Vela first. Or, excuse me. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So, okay. So she would be green, so she'd replace the tank, and she would take Vela's emblems. But I might max that yellow ninja. He could be a pretty cool flank. I'm not sold on shared damage yet because it can work against you. Because like shared damage kind of amplifies damage. If you were going to hit one hero, say you're going to hit one hero for 400, for example, and you have increased defense and shared damage. Say it only hits that one hero for 120 instead. Well, 120 is a lot less than 400, but all the heroes on your team are getting hit for 120. So now you've been hit for 600 damage despite having defense up. So shared damage can hurt you as much as it can help you. Because if your team is low on health, then they can easily kill off people without even hitting those heroes. So shared damage is a funky thing. And I wish they had given him taunt instead. Mono boost, taunt, and increased defense would be freaking awesome. And it would have been cool to see another taunt hero finally. So I don't love the yellow ninja. He's the best mono buffing ninja in the. He's the best mono buffing hero in the entire game because he can give you a 15% boost, 15% boost at very fast speed or ultra fast speed. Okay, Glenda Zulog, we got through that. Costume Vivica, not sure what that means. I still like Vela to a degree though. That attack debuff to everyone is really helpful sometimes. And it's definitely saved me, and it's really annoying when you're going against it and you don't have a cleanse and you're just hitting super weak now. So I see a lot of you have been answering other people's questions, which are awesome. Thoughts on Gazelle? Isn't dispelling undispellable buffs kind of over the top? I think they just back themselves into a corner with the nomenclature. I think it's fine to have one hero that does more than the other, but they chose undispellable clearly before they knew Gazelle would exist, so it rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. I think it's hard to come up with interesting heroes and not kind of paint yourself into a corner for the future. So I think we're just going to see some issues with that. It is weird. Gazelle's not on defense, so it doesn't really affect people all that much, so I'm okay with it. She's really fun to use too. I only have Obicon and Zulog for 5-star Dark Heroes. Little Bit said, I would wait a little bit personally unless you really need a hero immediately. I know it feels weird to have a hero and not just max them right away, but there's more people than not that have done so and then have gotten a good hero just off a single pull, which can happen, and then I've totally regretted it. So, I have 11 darts, 11 tonics, 10 rings, 6 tabards, and only 3 telescopes. But you can see, even with very strong choices, I'm slow to make those decisions because it's so hard to come by these Ascension items that I don't want to regret it. Yeah, someone said you'll regret Zulog, and I think that is ultimately true. That's where, I know Costume Regard is kind of hard to get with how many heroes are in that portal, but he is just one of the best. Stuck on next Purple Descend. Alfreich, Sartana, Freya, or Grimble. Hell is already on my defense, and only hero would give emblems would be Grimble. Who would you go for? That's a tough one, and again, this is kind of like grading a hero. It's hard to say what hero someone should do because it really depends on your roster. And I think we like for it to be simpler than it is, which is why there's, so many people giving, not so many people, but that's why there are people giving hero grades. But I think they don't offer as much value as you might hope they would. And that's not anything against people grading heroes. It's just the fact that it really depends on what you have and what you're using, and that needs to be taken into account. With that in mind, Sartana I would only do out of that list if you had the costume. Freya is great if you have a bunch of other minion heroes. Like, she should be part of a minion team, probably. Not just on her own. That's when you'd see the best benefit. Grimble is starting to shine a bit more. People hated him, but there's so many minion heroes now, and with the Undead Horde War, that could give you a decent leg up. If you have a level 23 troop, he's an even better option. Alfreich is really strong these days, and with Rush Attack Wars and tournaments, she's going to be good too. So I can't tell you the answer, unfortunately, just because it's not that simple, but hopefully that discussion helped you a little bit. Jared, discuss. I'll read the names first so that you know to listen. Hopefully these people haven't left already also. All right, we've reached the bottom already. I'm the guy who asked you to show hero cards. Okay. Yeah, sorry, I haven't been doing very well with showing hero cards and raids. I forgot about that. There's some apps you can use. I think EP Toolbox or ENP Toolbox, something like that, is one that I've heard about. Never used it myself, but that's a good way to reference heroes quickly. So I'd say if you come across a hero you don't know, you can look them up pretty easily just on Google or with some of these apps. Rick says, Gravemaker, maybe he's talking to somebody else. Gravemaker is very fast with direct damage plus dot. I don't see what you're comparing him to. I don't think I said anything that would be a response to, so maybe that was for somebody else. Is Vela worth it, or should I replace her with Glenda? I don't think Glenda's great on defense. I think Vela is still plenty annoying on defense. I wouldn't put her on the wing because you want her special to go off early to nerf their attack for a while. She's still annoying. I still lose to her at tank sometimes, even with her nerf. Because if you don't get the tiles and she goes off 1 or 2 times, it really hurts you. Okay, still comments coming in. All right. When did you start playing? I've probably been playing started in July of the prior year. So I've probably been playing for like a year and a half about, and I've played every day. So that's why I've made as much progress as I have. Yeah, tell us who you think is a good hero for replacing Vela. It totally depends on your options. I don't love Finley at flank though, which is why I wouldn't put him there. Because you want him to go off later when there's a good chance of there being buffs around, because he's just exponentially better. So replacing Vela, another good blue that you have, you know. I've seen Cobalt do some interesting things on defense, but I think he's been better on the wing from what I can tell. So yeah, it really depends on your blues. Magni, Costume Magni, he's always a good choice for flank, but it really depends on your roster. Hit Global 1, Lars said. Wish I recorded it Spock style. Just have the screenshots. Congrats, man. I still am yet to hit number 1, but my top cups are 31, 10, and the times that I've gone for number one has just been super high. There's days where it's only like 3,000-ish, and there's days where it's like 3,300. So it depends on your timing, but congrats, man. Don't forget to boop and kill all heroes. I think that's the slogan for the channel now. Best E&P live stream I've seen. Damn, thank you. White man. Okay, so I'd like to clarify before anyone gets the wrong idea that it's WIGHD, not WHITE. Your stream is more enjoyable. Thank you. I hope to make this better as I go. Like I said, I can come up with a more interesting scene here. So far, I just have the chat and stuff. So, well, you know, if you've seen my videos, started off with pretty boring thumbnails. I think my videos have just gotten better. I naturally want to do better in things that I'm interested in, so we'll definitely get there. Haha, love the boop. Thank you. Content is the best. Thanks, man. I really appreciate that. I am nearing 5,000 subscribers, and I remember when I still had like 18, and I would get an email, and I was like, ooh, I got a new subscriber. This is so exciting. It obviously starts to grow a lot faster as you continue. Pick of a guy with a goatee. Nope, that's not me, actually. So someone was asking, is your line ID Mr. Spock without spaces? And it is not. It should be Mr. Space Spock. But there's no thumbnail. I should put, or no avatar or whatever you would say. I should probably make something so it's easier to find. But if anyone does message me online, keep in mind that I don't go on there too much, so there is a decent chance that I might not see your message, or might see it but not always respond. So just keep that in mind. It's kind of like the comments. I really do my best to respond to as many comments as I can. Thank you, Matthew, for the subscription. I still don't understand if that's a subscription on YouTube or on Streamlabs, but I appreciate the support nonetheless. What was I saying? Shit. Oh yeah, I try to respond to as many comments as I can, but there's just so many these days that I simply cannot. See, you have a gift, bro. Thank you. What about Vanda? Is she good enough for my rings? Vanda is pretty strong. She's kind of one of those weird heroes where she's like a support hero that does damage and has a high attack stat. But any ailment blocking, she's like a different, maybe slightly better Grizzle is the best way to think about it, and then you can decide from there. So, you know, worth the rings. If you had every red hero in the game, would she be worth the rings? Probably not. If you only had her and you had 400 rings, then yeah, she would be worth it, you know? So it depends on your personal situation is what I'm trying to say. So I think she is good enough for the rings, but you just have to weigh your options, and she's kind of like Grizzle. The heal stealing is nice. That would be really great for Field Aid just to kind of keep the team down or for other, healer tanks. It's nice that she's very fast. Okay, so we're going to wrap this up in just a second. There's only a few more comments to get to. I'm back. Steve's back. Congratulations. Thank you, sir. EP Toolbox is great. Can't wait until they have a way to organize teams for taverns. Yeah, that would be awesome. I don't know if there's more than one of these apps floating around or if they're all the same one, but there's a guy that I've seen, I think his name is GDI Base, online and also on, crack on with the Titan. Okay, I'll get to the Titan in a second. On online and on YouTube, I think his thing is the same, and maybe in game too. But I think he developed one of these apps, if I'm remembering correctly. But he seems like a good guy. How to know when I started exactly? As far as I know, you can only know this for sure if you're on Android, and there's a way to see when you completed the tutorial. There's like a badge for the tutorial completion. So I don't know where to find that. I think it's in the settings in the game itself. It's possible it's in your Google Play store if they like store accomplishments there or something, but you would see when you completed that tutorial. On iOS, there's no way to know when you started. I just remembered it was around a little after 4th of July, I think. Just maxed Geffion, but also pulled Vandal. Probably start working on Vanda now. Yeah, Geffion is a great choice, so I wouldn't regret having made that decision. 3,083 cups, Lars. That's awesome, man. Good job. Definitely a great stream, and your videos are awesome as well. Thank you so much, Andy. The support definitely makes it more fun to make videos. It's nice to know that you're not just doing it in isolation, and that's what's fun about the streams, is you can see it in real time. Okay, great going, Spock. Enjoyed your stream. Crap, I got here too late. Riley, I think we're going to make this a weekly thing. I think what I'll do is like I did this time, where I'll schedule the stream in advance, so you'll see it in your feed as scheduled and you'll know when to expect it, so that way you don't just have to appear at the right time. But I'll plug this right now. If you do not want to miss any of the streams or any of the videos, make sure you are subscribed and you hit that bell icon. It's not a way to just relentlessly annoy you. It just gives you notifications when I upload new videos. So if you like my videos already, there's no reason not to be notified when I post them. And so the same thing will be true for the streams. If you have that on, when I schedule the stream, it should notify you, and then you will be ready for that next time. So how about your tournament team? I haven't decided. I think you're talking about the upcoming tournament. This will be the last question I answer. So I think I'm going to go with a standard gunner tank. Left flank would probably be Nordry. Right flank, probably Kvasir. And then I was thinking about Vodnik on the left wing and Chick Jr. on the right wing. I got absolutely destroyed in this past tournament with what I thought was a good defense team. So I think even if you have a good defense team, sometimes you just get the short end of the stick on that one. But that is what I think I'm going to go with. So, all right, show us your Titan hits. I've got to go. Abster is here wanting to eat breakfast, and I am in the way. So gonna sign out this time. So maybe we'll do different streams of different kinds. I think this automatically gets posted to YouTube. So if you want to make sure I definitely do some things next time or don't do, or ideas for other streams, head over to YouTube and leave those things in the comments, and I will take a look and try to incorporate that feedback going forward. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you